Nope, back. Good. Back, back. Back. Three geldings are standing in my arena, while Kane is just standing here. He can kind of see them, I'm sure. So to explain what I'm doing here, and I'm going to do it kind of quietly because I don't really want to attract his attention right now. I'm doing what I call working on space. And I started, put that back. Put it back. Put it back. Yeah, one more good measure. Good. Ooh. Don't move. I started with leading, and he couldn't kind of keep to his own bubble instead of my bubble, which generally tells me there's some level of, like, I'd say insecurity, but some level of unawareness or insecurity or something of that variety. The helping hand is coming to help. And so when I keep kind of putting him back to his space, which means he needs to stay behind my elbow. Good job, Kane. There goes my hound. He needs to stay behind my elbow. He needs to not come into my bubble, and he needs to stay where I put him. And if he walks past me, he has to back up because I don't let a horse walk past me. And so this is great because he's got Rambler over there that he's watching. So what I basically tell them to do is regulate themselves in space around me, which is a very familiar concept for them. In fact, it's very inherent. That is pretty much how the herd works. The main mare says, I am here and you may be there, or wherever I tell you may be. So basically I adopt the role of the main mare in a non kind of confrontational way, but anytime they make a move that I don't like, I send them back. And right now I literally just have my hand. That's it. I've got a stick on the ground. It's right there. I've got the rope. I am just using the energy of my body to back him into the little bubble that I have made for him and tell him he has to stand there and he has to regulate himself there. Yeah, great snort. And so it pretty much relieves them of having to think about the rest of the world, because essentially I said, no, that world is mine. You need to think about the ground under your feet, and that's it. And I'll tell you when you get to think about anything else. And horses really, really crave a fairly authoritative level of leadership. And so he is quite happy to have someone say, no, I got it. You just get to think about right here where your feet are. And he's like, oh, thank goodness. And so what I watch for is, does the horse start to regulate themselves? Does their heart rate come down a bit? You can kind of tell at the breathing pace of their rib cage flaring and their nostrils and all that stuff. And so I probably didn't get the beginning of this because I didn't start filming until I felt like I could keep him stationary with both hands unavailable. And so he essentially goes through a whole bunch of facial expressions of chewing out his tension, licking, jaw releases, eye rolling, yawns, all that kind of big, kind of expressive, visible stuff. We're gonna cut and be done here soon. There, the shaking, yeah, that's great. So he's right now, I don't say testing the boundaries, but trying to figure out, his body probably has some level of twitchiness feeling in it, and he's trying to figure out how to kind of express that to some degree, or what to do with that. What you can see though is progressively his head has come lower and lower and lower. So this horse started with his head kind of high in the air, right around my shoulder height, and it wasn't like high in a super reactive sense, but he had some tension and energy in his body. And so my question is, can you just bring your energy down? And so if I would say he was probably at like a 7, there's a great yawn, it's beautiful. He was at like a 7, maybe not even, he was probably a 6. That's probably even still high. But even still, out of 10, I always kind of rate them like 10 out of 10 is the horses that are just like exploding. So where is your energy at? And the mouth fussiness is kind of a, I don't say a stage, it's some level of like, hey, my body wants movement, my mouth wants to chew on something. Hi, can I have that back, please? I'm gonna take that back though. Yeah, that's not yours to chew on. Let's get that out of there. Thanks. And so they want mouthiness. You'll see them, mind yourself, no. And so they'll nibble at the ground, they'll rub their legs with their nose. Good, he's getting a little, I won't say impatient, but he's a little like, I don't know what to do with myself right now. And I'm uncomfortable emotionally just staying quietly, standing still. So I gotta find something to fuss on because I got nerves, these feelings, and I don't know what to do with these feelings because I don't know how to deal with being regulated yet. And I don't know how to regulate myself. So he's just like a little kid kind of tapping along on something right now. So I'm basically asking him, can you release your tension on your own and just stay in a space that I say respectfully distant from me so that I know I can keep you where I want you to be? So, I mean, the answer is yes, which is great. So I've already brought him down several notches. There you go. You see the tension kind of changing in his face, the jaw, the mouth, the eyes, the nostrils. There we go. A lick and the chew. Good. The tongue coming out because he doesn't know what to do with himself. After this one, I'm probably going to take the lead rope off and we'll just see. Hi. When you get still again, halter comes off. And so when he gets dopey, so those dopey ears that you talked about are here when he relaxes himself. And so basically my question is, can you, again, rope just on the ground, can you mind your space? And so I was just work on space with horses in the beginning. Yeah, shake it out. That's fine. Shake it out. A good whole body shake, a roll, any of those things would be great. So I basically am going to progressively do this here in his little field, over by the cross ties, over at the arena, all that good stuff, so that everything is emotionally associated with safety before we even get started on working. And so I can bring them back down to this really de-escalated state inherently without much effort by eventually just putting some bend in their body and asking them to bring their pole down. And so you can almost just change their emotions by changing their posture. Yeah, good job, friend. But we literally started under the barn right there. We've walked maybe a whole 40 feet to here. I don't know what to do with myself with these feelings. I don't know how to deal with this. I've never felt this calm in my life and it feels weird and my brain feels empty and I just... Also, if he steps on the rope, I'm literally not going to correct him. I'm just going to let him learn himself. Because it's part of pressure and I want him to learn how to deal with pressure. So my goal is for him to learn how to deal with pressure and then him to learn how to deal with his emotions. As you can see, his emotions want him to move. and he doesn't know what to do when he's not moving. No. Put down. That's not yours. That's not yours. Don't ruin that. Don't. That's not yours. Sorry. Thank you. The mouthiness and all that good stuff. Yeah. No rope. No rope. But we got our dopey face back. Okay, this one's good. I'm gonna take the halter off now. I'm gonna hang out, and I'm probably just gonna slowly kind of migrate out of here so that he doesn't have any kind of major change in state emotionally while I do that. Because I really want him to just kind of get to this dopey state and be like, oh, this is nice. Nope. You're not allowed to. Nope. I am not your biting stuff. Okay, buddy. Let's see. Technically, he can leave if he wants to. I'm going to leave before he does, so I'm the one who removes the pressure. So I'm going to stop filming, and I'm going to head out.